Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Slightly different this one. I am simply going to read an article from a newspaper. Sanity, it seems, is returning, and reality is starting to bite. And I think that this article in this paper sums up the sanity that is returning to our world. It comes from the Scottish Daily Express, and it's with regards to the Dr. Beth Upton case. This is where a man who wishes to pretend he's a woman expects other people to pretend he's a woman too. And there's a whole court case going on it. But I want to read this piece. It's only a couple of minutes, because I think finally we are starting to see the turn, and we're all going to stop playing the silly games that they want us to play. Here goes. Why the Scottish Express is referring to Dr. Beth Upton as a man in the Fife Nurse Tribunal. Rather than referring to the transgender doctor as she, or constructing sentences so that he is only ever referred to as Dr. Upton, we have accepted the biological reality at the heart of this intriguing case. The Employment Tribunal, brought by veteran nurse Sandy Pegg against NHS Fife and transgender Dr. Beth Upton, has become one of the biggest stories of the year. Right from the start, the Scottish Express has been referring to Dr. Upton as a man and using male pronouns when referring to him. This is not out of any toxic bigotry or malign intent. It is simply stating a fact. First and foremost, we're calling him a man because biologically he is a man. He was born and grew up as a male called Theodore Upton, and he has not obtained a gender recognition certificate to allow him to legally change his gender, not his sex. It is of course impossible for a human being to change sex. Dr. Upton self-identifies as a woman, and some argue that it would be a courtesy to refer to him by his chosen pronouns. That might be the case if this were a story about his or her achievements in medicine, or something related to his or her life outside the hospital. But this isn't a story about, let's say, Dr. Upton's collection of garden gnomes. In such a case, we'd be happy to indulge his chosen pronouns. It is coverage of an employment tribunal, a specialist court held before a judge. People's livelihoods are at stake here. In court stories, accuracy matters above all else, as I and many other journalists before me have found out to our cost. And so we believe the most accurate way of describing Dr. Upton is as a man, albeit one who is choosing to live as a woman. This has provoked a good deal of response from readers, mostly from people praising our stance. To quote from one email from the dozens we've received, other news outlets are confusing everybody into thinking Upton is a woman who thinks she's a man, or has had a sex change or something, when in reality he is a man who tells everyone he's a woman called Beth. Your accuracy and truthfulness is refreshing. And there we go. I mean, the article goes on, but I think it's clear to see that this strange doctor is biologically a man, will always be a man, and when they're standing over him in his coffin, he'll be buried as a man. In 1,000 years' time, archaeologists will dig up the bones and go, oh, we have the bones of a man here. Because you cannot change your sex. The point is, this doctor wanted to undress, expose himself and get changed in women's facilities, and the women weren't happy. And you can understand that. Imagine walking into a changing room to find your wife being exposed to a fully grown man naked in front of her. You would not be happy. So there we go. Well done, the Scottish Daily Express. And I hope others follow suit. And we start addressing these people not by what they want to be called, but what they actually are. Thanks a lot. Bye.